Hello Aries, welcome to your March 2014 Runescope. My name is Amanda. As always, just want to remind you to watch the video for your rising sign as well. If you know it, that can give you some more information about other areas you may be focused on in March. You can also schedule a private consultation with me. I do those on Skype and they are $65 for a half-hour session. Just drop me a line at the email address below this video if you want to set something up. I do schedule those in the order that I receive emails, so sometimes it may take a couple of days for me to get back to you. That just means I've experienced a rush and I have some people ahead of you, but I will respond to your email, I promise. Let's take a look though for March for our Rams. Let's see what you guys are going to be dealing with. It looks like for March, the focus for a lot of you will be on leaving something behind. For many of you, this will be a romantic relationship or maybe something you hoped would turn into a romantic relationship. You may be putting this on the back burner, Maybe you feel there's nothing else you can do to kind of move this forward and you're just going to kind of let it lie for now. I think that's the best course of action. Don't stress over something that may not be moving at a pace that you need it to move at, Aries. You guys can sometimes get ahead of other people. Your pace is sometimes a lot faster than other people, and sometimes they may need some more time to catch up. So just keep that in mind. But if this is a relationship that has ended, I feel like you'll know and feel intuitively that this is for the best, but of course that doesn't make it any easier. It's always difficult when something like this ends. For some of you, this may be a business partnership or a job that you are leaving behind in March. It could be you are moving on to greener pastures or you found a new opportunity. For those of you who are looking, March would be a good time to look for a new position, look for something that you really want to do. Some of you may just be finishing up a creative project in March. That's another way that this can play out. Or maybe you are putting a creative project on hold. Maybe you don't have all of the resources you need to finish something up right now, and you're going to have to either leave it behind and move on to something else, or put it on hold for a little bit. If you are putting it on hold, I think you will come back to it. I think maybe, now it's just not, maybe you don't have enough time to work on it. Maybe other things are going on, and it could be that this can come to fruition at a later time. Timing is everything sometimes in our lives. Sometimes it's just not the ripe time or the right time to pursue certain things or complete certain things. So that could be what some of you are dealing with in March. For those of you who have been keeping a secret, there's a possibility that someone may tell you something in March that is worrisome about someone else, though. I don't feel this is about you, but it may be about someone that you care about. You may hear about something and it concerns you, but you have to keep it a secret. For some reason, you can't really share this with other people. And this may be very difficult for you because you may feel someone is putting themselves in danger or setting off on a course that is not in their best interest. So, of course, Aries, you have to make your own decision regarding the people involved. Of course, if someone is in danger, though, that kind of overrules, in my opinion, a secret. That's just me. If somebody's putting themselves or others in danger, I don't care what the secret was or who I said I was going to keep a secret. So, just keep that in mind, Aries. There are certain things that trump your word. If somebody is going to be in danger. And for some of you, this may be you. Maybe you are doing something dangerous or considering doing something dangerous, and maybe someone has advised you against it, so you're not going to tell them that you're going to go ahead and do this. Aries, if this is you and someone is giving you advice, even if something's not physically dangerous, maybe it's emotionally dangerous. If someone has given you advice about, maybe you shouldn't, put yourself in this situation. Maybe it's just going to cause you more harm than good. Listen to this. You may be able to avoid a tough lesson. tough lessons have their place. I mean, and unfortunately we do normally have to learn them on our own, but if you can avoid a detour or avoid something that's just going to cause you harm, keep that in mind. Sometimes people do know what they're talking about, Aries. Sometimes people do have more experience, or maybe they've experienced something similar and can offer you help and wisdom. As far as help that you will receive in March, Aries, I think a lot is going to have to do with your positive attitude. The more that you can just kind of rise above and deal with, the little curveballs that life throws us. I don't see anything hugely major going on. It seems like maybe this concern for another person may be the most difficult thing that you're dealing with in March, but a lot of it's going to have to do with your attitude. And for those of you who are after a goal, you're trying to get a job, if you're interested in someone and trying to get a relationship going in March, patience is going to be key. And I think that in March you will, again, going back to this for those of you who are maybe, if a relationship's not moving at a pace that you need it to move, you're going to be able to put things on hold because other things are going to have your attention. You're going to be able to put that on the back burner and maybe not obsess about it or stress about it. And that's really going to help you. So Aries, you can sometimes have trouble being patient, but I think in March you're going to find it easier. And I think the best part is I think you're going to see results from that patience, or results from that kind of backing off of a situation and letting things play out. I think because, maybe someone hasn't seen that side of you, or maybe they, you're always around and then you're gone and someone's like, where'd she go? Or where'd he go? I need to find out. And they text you or they call you or something. So yeah, it's kind of you back off for your own reasons, but it maybe evokes the response that you were going for in the first place. So consider that in March, Aries. But again, I think you are going to be very busy with other things, your goals, your pursuits. I think March, for many of you, you will be setting new goals. Those of you who are leaving a job or leaving a situation behind, you'll be setting new goals for yourself, new things you want to go after. And you're going to want to put the more difficult times behind you. And I feel like January and February, you were still kind of tying up loose ends, but March is really, for a lot of people, the beginning of 2014. January, February were kind of a continuation of finishing up 2013, tying up those loose ends. So now you're starting fresh and ready to go into the new year with gusto, your typical Aries gusto. What can't be changed about March is that, there may be a disappointment of some sort, and it'll be different for all of you. Some of this will be, you just maybe, again, it has to do, I feel like a lot of you, with delays or things that move forward are the things that you knew were going to move forward, but the things you really want to move forward may feel caught up and still kind of working out of the Mercury retrograde of February. I don't think this will be for the whole month of March. I do think that by mid-March, things will be moving forward. But until then, like the first couple of weeks of March, you may be working out some difficulties, some misunderstandings, some missed emails. Check your spam folder. And that's kind of my catch-all for Mercury retrograde. I keep an eye on my spam folder because, otherwise it'll be, after Mercury's direct, I'll get an email. It's like, why did you never answer me? Why are you ignoring me? And it turns out maybe messages went to the spam folder. So check that, make sure that you check your call log, make sure you didn't miss any calls, because sometimes voicemail can act up and things like that when Mercury is retrograde as well. But I'm just seeing crossed wires. But I mean, this is nothing that can't be worked out later. I mean, these are just little temporary glitches. I don't see anything, being totally delayed. Some of you may have to go on a trip that you don't want to go on. Now, this can be a short distance trip or a long distance trip. Maybe you have to travel for work, or maybe you have to travel somewhere to interview for a job. It could be that there's a job you really want, but it would require a move, and you're not real sure about that. Some of you may need to go visit someone who is ailing, someone who's sick, a sick relative, and that's never a jolly time. But I mean, it just may happen at an inconvenient time as well. You may get the message that someone is not doing well, and it may, you know, you may need to arrange a flight for that if your family or a friend lives far away and you need to go see them. So that could be something that also occurs in March. But I do think that your being there for this person will be very, very important. So as much of a hassle as it may be, I do think it's a good idea that you go and see this person, if that's the way this plays out in March for you. But by the end of March, Aries, I think you are going to accomplish at least one of your goals. It'll be in sight. And you will feel very positive, very strongly about this new beginning. And all of these delays, all of these kind of, you know, these little glitches will have been worth it. You know, you won't even be thinking about them by the end of March because you'll be very, very happy about a new beginning, a new start, either a new relationship, new job, new opportunity. And, you know, I feel like it'll be a surprise. For some of you, this will be a surprise. Something unexpected, but unexpectedly very good could come about. For those of you who had an ailing relative, if this was your mother or someone on your mother's side of the family, this person is going to recover and get well. I see this person has strong powers of recovery. I've got two very strong health cards here. So for most of you, this person is going to rally and get better. And, you know, it could be that your visit has a lot to do with that, because sometimes somebody just needs their spirits lifted. How we're feeling inside can definitely affect and manifest in our physical well-being. And I think that happens, you know, and you're just and Aries, you guys often are just like, when you walk in a room, it's like the sun is here, you know, it's just it brightens up the room. And I feel like that's the effect that you're going to have on this person. So, and I feel like you know this, and that's why you feel like you have to visit this person. If, for those of you who do need to visit someone who's not doing well, just know that you are going to have such a positive effect on how they feel and actually their physical well-being. So if it comes at an inconvenient time, it's still going to be worth it. But you're starting by the end of March a very new positive phase in your life. It's going to bring new people into your life that are necessary for your soul's growth, and just very positive to be around. So if you've had negative people in your life, you know, and you've had to cut those ties and leave that behind, if that's what this was talking about, leaving behind relationships that were not contributing to your soul's growth, if they were dragging you down rather than lifting you up, you're going into a new phase where you're going to be led and pulled towards people who are the complete opposite of that. So good on you. You know, and this could be, for some of you, this could be a new relationship, a new love relationship, or a new job, a new project, a new creative venture, something that you're creating on your own. Could be an aspect of this. Some of you will have two things going on at once. It could be you accept a full-time job, but you also have your own creative venture on the side, you know, and if you've had to delay that a little bit, like I was speaking about earlier, that's okay. It's going to come to fruit and bear fruit at the right time. And that's, you know, that's so important, timing. And we often don't know why, and we get upset about delays, but in actuality, it's just the universe trying to help us out by saying, no, if you launch this now, you're not going to get the response that you would get if you launch it at this time. So we're going to throw some glitches in your way to slow you down a little bit. I mean, that's how things work. We don't see that. We just get frustrated because we feel like we're running in place and what we're trying to do is not happening. But I think that you are going to see and feel very clearly that you're on the right track by the end of March. Those of you who have been trying to get pregnant or wanting to have a child or adopt a child, or if that's what you have been working on, I feel that is a very strong possibility for March, particularly the last 2 weeks. And this is something, ladies, that intuitively you will feel that you are pregnant almost the instant that you are. For those of you who want that. For those of you who don't, this could come as a shock. So be careful. Definitely, you know, there are so many ways to prevent pregnancy if you don't want to get pregnant. So use one of them. Use all of them. You know, there's really no excuse. Really no excuse. Stop it before it happens. But for those of you who want this, yeah, it's going to be For some of you, I mean, maybe you've been told you couldn't have children. And so, and then suddenly you are told that you're pregnant, and after the shock, you're just, you know, so overwhelmed by the blessing. So yeah, I think blessings are yours in March, Aries. You know, whatever delays or glitches are there, they're going to be minuscule compared to the blessings that you experience. Some of you, surprisingly so, in March. So good luck. I mean, that's great. And yeah, let me know how this plays out for you. Feel free to post up in the comments. Let me know how, I want to know what this awesome blessing is that you guys get in March, because it looks pretty sweet. So let me know. And until next time, I will see you then.